Warning: some of the images that you're about to see may be disturbing to some of the green thumb in our community, those hoity-toity gardeners who can keep their places weed-free. Hello everyone, welcome to the Country Rose Farm. Here we're going to do a quick garden update for August because I haven't put up an update in a while. And you can see from the images here, things have grown up. But remember this tree that we had cut down a few videos ago? If not, I'm going to put a link towards the end of the video. Happy little squirrel story for all you animal lovers out there. But let me tell you a little more about what's going on with this tree. It's pretty big. It's one of those split trunk types. And we decided that this thing was getting in the way, quite an eyesore. But we needed some help. Now, I need help with a lot of projects. Here I am putting up the electric fence for the top garden, and you can see I need some help with a lawnmower and a weed eater, and just general weeding around the grapes. But when it came to the project with the tree, I was talking to Brasco about it, and he said, "Hey, I think I know a guy." And I said, "Really? Who?" And I thought he was talking about maybe one of his friends. But he said, "No, there's this guy who's been kind of hanging around, and I keep seeing him when I go fishing." So I thought, well, bring him up to the farm. Let's see what he can do. And sure enough, we put a tool in that little guy's hand, and he set to work. We were all getting busy and pretty much busting our hump to get this tree cut up into sizable pieces. And Brasco would take the tractor and move all this stuff over to the burn pile. So now we can grow grass down there. The animals don't have to trip over the tree. It looks great. Well, I look over at the new recruit and I said, "Man, you do pretty good work, son. What's your name?" He said, "My name is Ashton." I said, "Hey, that's pretty good. How much do you charge? I'd be willing to hire you here." And he said the only thing he needed was room and board for the next 15 years. I was like, let me think about that. And I got my calculator out. And I was like, my gosh, that's like 5,400 days. That's 767 weeks. Room and board? Let me think, about 16,200 meals. Yeah, I think we can handle that. So we put him on the usual projects for junior employees here. The basics like straightening nails, and he doesn't ever ask for much, and the boy eats real well. So we're going to see how Ashton does here on the farm, and if he grows anything like these weeds, we're going to have a mighty fine helper. And the grass was tall. I think we had not mowed for probably 3 or 4 weeks because there was that long dry spell we had, I believe early July. So the grass didn't really do anything. And by the time the rain got here, Richard and my son, well, the whole family, we all got sick with this terrible cold. Couldn't get out. But look how good these grapes are doing. And let me tell you, it's too bad y'all can't taste these. They are real sweet. These are the Concords here, and they got so heavy, they actually popped the support wire a while back. So we need to get in here and get these more fastened to the poles and give it a little more structure. Bees are doing good. We're so far behind on chores we haven't even robbed them yet, but that is something that's going to be happening in the near future. My husband, I don't know if he was teasing me or not, Richard, but he said something about how he was going to process the honey in the mudroom, like in our house. He has done this before, but not in the mudroom. And I'm kind of a little anxious about that, because every time he's brought the bees into the house, they make quite a mess. They are not the best creature to have in the house. And it always seems like there's always 2 or 3 hiding somewhere. And you get flipped out because you hear bees in the windowsill or bee follows you over to the bathroom, or I just wouldn't advise it. But that's how we roll here. And if I have my camera equipment ready, I'll try to get it filmed. So, alright, this video is supposed to be about a garden update, and I'm over here procrastinating on talking to y'all guys about that because it is awful. And you can see over to the right of the screen there that the grass has gotten tall. Now, nothing was planted in the second part of the garden. You remember I had that tarp down and I was going to have a big reveal. I was going to pull that tarp back and let you see what it looked like when you put a tarp down. And there was nothing growing underneath the tarp, but there was plenty of stuff growing everywhere else. And Ashton came on board at the end of May, and I could not keep up with training him and also keeping up with what was going on with the garden. So, yeah, I just had to throw the white flag again, and it's painful to have seen, I watch my past videos and I see where I had all this progress and all this spunk and enthusiasm, where I was going to, I was going to have the cold crops, and then I was going to come over here and do the summer crops on this side of the strip of strawberries. But things happen, and you just got to prioritize. And this little guy needed a home. It took quite a bit to get him settled. Had to get another bed, had to get clothes. He had to get used to the routines of the farm. He had not come from a farm before, so he didn't know about, certain dangers with animals, or he seems to be one of those kids that's highly susceptible to mosquitoes. So we've been fighting mosquitoes, and it's like you want him to go outside and play, but not at the expense of him getting ate up. So it's been one of those summers, and I had to let the garden go. And I feel bad about that, but I let it go for a good reason. And hopefully, I spent quite a few hours on this garden up until the end of May. I mean, like hundreds of hours, picking the weeds and planting the seeds and doing this. Now, it's not a total loss, guys. There is still lots of carrots growing. I'm going to show you that here later in the video. But the cold crops that I planted, like the carrots and the sugar beets, they're still growing. They're choked with the weeds, yes, but might have actually helped them during the 2 weeks we didn't get any rain. So, I don't know, just going to kind of cut my losses. Now, here's the tomatoes. They've had not such a productive time. And if you remember, I had over 40 plants last year, and that was too much. So this year, I only went with maybe 6 or 8. I can't remember how many, but I am getting tomatoes, and I'm training them to this fence. And I think that's working out really good. If you remember, this is what it looked like a few months ago. This is all eggshells, because I'm working on that blossom end rot. And this is them now, and there is no blossom end rot, so I think I got the calcium thing down. Now down here, carrots. I think I've got 3 rows of carrots, and they are doing great. They are hidden in the grass, and I don't know if that's helping them or not, like taking away their nutrients and their water. But during that drought, having all that grass with the carrots kind of helped keep the moisture in place with this heavy clay soil. Now, I've gotten quite a few cucumbers off this section on this trellis, and I've been happy with that. So you remember last year I had the cucumber on the ground. Oh, there's my cat Silver, doing anything for attention. But there's a few other little things, and look here. There was a day I got out here for a couple hours and actually pulled some weeds and hoed and raked. But this is the rose garden right next to the driveway. I pulled all the weeds out of that, and I redid all the rocks. I've only been able to get out here in spurts, like an hour here, an hour there. But look at Richard's garden. This is just amazing. This is the sunflowers and the corn growing back there. That corn, some of it is over 10 foot tall. It's got its tassels. The silks are forming on the little immature ears. It looks great. All the work that the pigs did to put the manure in and root up all the Johnson grass, it's really paid off. And let the record show that there's plenty of weeds in Richard's garden too. This isn't just Sarah has a bunch of weeds in her garden. Here, I'm going to show you where the corn is right now. Now this is the first week of August, and there's several ears growing, which is pretty impressive. But look at these weeds. It looks pretty rough. This is where we were just, I think 7 weeks ago. So what you're seeing in this footage is 7 weeks. Now we had the 2 weeks of dry spell, and then when that rain started coming down, everything shot up. I mean, this is just impressive. It could be 8 weeks, now I'm thinking about it. You see how tall? I'm only 5'2". And that stalk right there isn't even one of the tallest ones. But I'm just thrilled. So thank you everyone, and welcome new subscribers. And here, be sure to check out this little squirrel video. It's very sweet. And you'll see just where we were earlier this spring with this big tree and before our new recruit showed up. Bye everybody.